and then you go back.
Lacey would even promise to Ron,
I don't even understand why Lacey's even blowing up.
that he would never talk to Darla ever again.
You're gonna put bets on if you go back.
I'll put $100,000 of my own money on it.
You see how he didn't say his whole bank?
I'll put my whole bank on it.
On what? You're gonna put 2.1 million.
Damn.
Nah, bro, it's not that little, bro.
Oh.
This is Huz that want to be saved. The signs would be visible. He's milking him, bro, like a cow, like a fat Aiden Ross discount cow.
Wait.
I don't got you guys all.
But little did we know at the time, Lacey is such a pathetic two-faced loser that while he was sitting there nodding his head and pretending to listen to his friends, he was actually secretly talking to Darla the entire time. And it would be less than 2 months later.
Damn, Rob, you hit it on the nail, bro. And if they can't relate with him, they feel better about it. This goes back to what I was saying a few months ago. Nobody gives it, like, having the supercars, having a pretty girlfriend, having a nice apartment, buying a house, having a kid. Most people aren't gonna relate with that. And if they do, it makes them feel bad about themselves. Like, yo, how the fuck did this ugly ass nigga beat me at life? But when they see a guy who's below them, fat, chopped, getting cheated on, it makes them feel good about their situation. Whether it's fake or not. It's fucking, what is the fucking word I'm looking for? Shit, I can't remember what it's called, man. It's when you disassociate. But it's the same reason why people watch the reality TV shows with the super fat people or super ugly people or prison relationships where they know it's going to fail. It's because it makes them feel better about their situation. Most of the time, most of the haters, my biggest haters, and I'm sure you've experienced it in your life as well, all of you guys in the chat, your biggest haters are usually people that are jealous of where you're at in life. If they see you blowing up on social media, they'll say, oh, those are probably bots. If you have a supercar, they'll say, it's probably a rental. If you live in a mansion, they probably say, oh, he's probably broke. He's probably living out of his means. It's always going to be the people that they wonder in their hearts or in their subconscious, they're wondering, how is it possible that this guy is beating me? And since they can't comprehend the reason why, they have to find a reason to cope. They have to make up a story in their minds to cope. When they see an ugly, chopped guy getting bitches and they're not getting bitches, they have to make up some reason like, oh, he's probably paying them. Oh, they want him for his money. Oh, they want him because he has clout. They want him because of this. They want him because of that. They can never just say, like, this guy, maybe he just has riz like that. Maybe he's better than me in this area. When they see you with the fucking expensive fit, they can't just say, yo, this guy, he must be doing something right in his life. No, they say he must be a scammer. They always have to find a negative angle so they can justify why they haven't made it yet in their life. It's Huz don't care about bodies. They care what that guy has in his pockets. It's 2025. Being skinny or fat, it's not a thing anymore. I'm so glad I'm in a relationship, royalty. W's in the chat for being in a stable relationship because I don't want to ever find myself in that fucking world. A big 2025 world where you're getting used and exploited by Huz. No way. No, thank you. I'll pass on that one. But my point is that a lot of people aren't going to be able to they're not going to feel identified with anything that I've said at all. It goes back to you guys remember the day that I told you guys about my life in Panama? It goes back to that day, chat. Remember the day I told you guys about my life in Panama? Because somebody in the chat said, yo, Scott, you've been rich your entire life. First of all, I'm not rich. I just got a career and some money saved and some investments. It's not being rich. Marginally successful at best. When you're a guy who has, it doesn't matter how much money I have saved up. I could have a 900,000, 800,000, 700,000, even $1 million saved up in investments and whatnot. It doesn't matter when there's niggas out here that have $1 billion. It doesn't matter. But anyways, I digress. When I had somebody in the chat saying, yo, Scott, I mean, you're rich, dude. You're rich. What do you know about struggle? And I had to give them a recap of my fucking life. That's the problem. The problem is that when you show people too much success, they're not going to identify with you. They can't relate with you. And in fact, you make them feel bad about themselves. Now, you might get some people that are motivated and want to succeed in life, and they might latch on. But a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I hate this guy. And you know what? Even I'm guilty of that shit, chat. There's a YouTuber. There's a YouTuber, Manny Kushbin. Manny Kushbin. He's a car YouTuber. And I can't watch his videos because he's just too rich. He's just too rich. I can't identify with him. I don't relate with him. I watch his videos and it makes me mad. And I'm willing to admit that on stream, chat. Is that jealousy? It probably is. So a guy like Lacey, even though he has money, he has enough negatives that people feel like, I'm above Lacey. I'm better than Lacey. I'm better than Lacey. Look at him. Look how fat he is. He's out of shape. He can't even get a girlfriend. I'm better than that guy. And that's where they watch him. He says, chop people are rising in 2025. Scott sucking his teeth. You show off. Yo, look at this shit, chat. Imagine if I get veneers on top of this shit. Oh my goodness, it would be GG's.
When Lacey would come on stream, and he would actually admit that he's been not only talking to Darla, but dating her for the past 3 months.
My content has been
Dating
the
her.
best it's ever been over the last 3 months. I've been the happiest I've ever been over the last 3 to 5 months.